Director of Development from Hospice of Humboldt, Tia Baratelli.
Good evening, Crabs fans around the world and around the block listening on the World Wide Web and on the radio. Crabs baseball is on the air. Benjamin Schaefer and Liam Warner thrilled to bring you all the Rock'em Sock'em action tonight in this most crucial of all series of the season as the Crabs take on the first placed Healdsburg Prune Packers, and for a 3-game series. I don't know what to say about this series. This is the one. Liam, this is the big game.
This is definitely the one. This is the most crucial series of the year, as you said. Currently, the situation in the Pacific Empire League is as follows. The Prune Packers are in first place. They are at 17-3. Crabs are in second place. They are at 14-5. They're 2.5 games back of the Prune Packers in that second and final spot for the PEL championship game. And then the Lincoln Potters, they are only 2 games behind the Crabs at 12-7. So the Lincoln Potters are playing the Medford Rogues this weekend, and we will, of course, have updates for that game all night. So, yeah, it's a really, really big game. The Crabs' big game pitcher is on the mound tonight, Miles Standish, so should be a great series.
All right. Let's give you the lineups for the opposing teams. Liam, you want to give us the lineups for the Prune Packers?
Yes, sir. The lineups are sponsored by Compass Community Credit Union and the North Coast Co-op. Leading off for the Prune Packers, the second baseman, Antonelli Salvatore. Batting second will be the right fielder, Alex Leopard. Batting third will be the third baseman, Logan Sutter. Batting fourth will be the left fielder, Blake Grimmer. Batting fifth will be the shortstop, J.C. Osario, a guard. Batting sixth will be the second baseman, Cade Laidhoff. Batting seventh will be the center fielder, Jonathan Kim. Batting eighth will be the designated hitter, Jake McCoy. Batting ninth will be the catcher, Hideki Prather. And on the mound for the Prune Packers will be Caden Take.
All right, for our Crabs, it'll be Keno Morris leading it off at third base. Tyler Howard in right field bats second. Cameron Sewell at second base bat third. Adam Enyart will be the cleanup hitter, and he'll be the DH. Houston Hirschkorn at first base bats fifth. Tate Metcalf in left field bats sixth. Timmy Reed in center field bats seventh. Nico Lombardi will catch and bat eighth. And Michael Peraza out at shortstop bats ninth. We're ready to go, and here's Salvatore stepping up for the first pitch of the ball game. And the pitch is just outside, 1-0. Who are the umpires tonight, Liam?
Let's see. I know that Brandon Coburn is at third base.
The 1-0 is a fastball just outside. That just missed the outside corner. 2-0.
At home plate is Salvatore Banda, and at first base is Vicente Gutierrez.
Here's the 2-0. That's a strike on the outside corner at the knees, so he's working Salvatore outside and finally gets the strike, 2-1. Standish sets, and the 2-1 pitch. Again outside, 3-1.
Hey, thank you.
I have to get used to that pitch not being called a strike.
Yeah, yeah. Most umpires in this ballpark strike zone, that's a strike. Here's the 3-1, and that's lined in the right center field. That's a base hit. So runner on first, nobody out. Here's Leopard.
Batting next for the University of California, San Diego, number 5 right fielder, Alex Leopard.
Thank you. No, you're already failing.
Here's the pitch, and he takes a fastball high and inside, just high. Standish's pitches are very close. He's not missing by much. 1-0 to Leopard. Salvatore over at first. It's a beautiful night at the ballpark. The sun has been out most of the late afternoon. There's a few clouds. No wind to speak of at all, at least from the center field flag. And there's a strike on the inside corner. 1-1 now to Leopard. Temperature in the low 60s.
Yeah, beautiful night. Very overcast games on Tuesday and Wednesday, and finally got some blue sky this Friday night game.
1-1 the count. Here's the pitch, and a breaking pitch misses inside, 2-1.
Called a strike.
Oh, he called that a strike, did he?
Yep.
Okay.
Miles Standish, he's been outstanding. Been the best starter
He
for
sure
the Crabs by far. 8th start, 39 innings pitched. In those 39 innings, he's only given up 12 runs, walked 9, struck out 48. 5-0 record.
The 1-2. Fouled out of play.
And a 2.76 ERA.
He's our ace, that's for sure.
Yep.
So 2-2 now to Leopard. Savatari's still over at first. No, 1-2, excuse me. Standish sets. Looks at first and comes home. And misses high, 2-2. Defensively, it's Standish on the mound. Lombardi's catching. Hirschkorn at first. Sewell at second. Morris at third. Perazzo at short. Medikoff in left. Reed in center. And Howard in right. 2-2 the count. And that pitch misses high, and he goes a full to Leopard.
I believe Alex Leopard, if I remember correctly, he hit a home run against the Crabs in Healdsburg. These two teams have already played 3 games against each other.
Here we go. 3-1. That's a line foul down the first base line.
The Prune Packers took 2 out of 3. Crabs were able to win a game in Healdsburg for the first time in at least several years.
Yeah, a long time.
Come on now, wake up out there.
3-2 the count. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. I don't know what Leopard's complaining about. It was obviously a strike. He tossed the bat away as it was obviously a walk, and then he complained, but it's right there.
Bye-bye.
So happy trails, 1 away.
Yeah, maybe the umpires in Healdsburg will give him that call. But
come on. Here's Sutter. Runner on first, 1 out. Standish sets and comes home, and that's hit on the ground hard over to third, over to second for 1. Will they get 2? Not quite. Morris hesitated a tiny bit, and that made the difference. But they do get the force at second for the second out of the inning. Sutter reaches on the fielder's choice.
Well, I was about to say Logan Sutter is really the guy you need to worry about in this lineup. I think the Pacific Empire League social media team posted some pretty ridiculous numbers that he had.
Really?
So far this season. He's batting in the 400s. And
all right. Well, here's the right field Grimmer, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. 87-mile-an-hour fastball right on the black.
So if the Crabs can keep Logan Sutter quiet, I think that would be really good.
The 0-1 fouled out of play. So he's ahead of Grimmer, 0-2. Sutter over at first. The 0-2. Swung on and missed, got him. A high fastball, and that ends the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, a runner left. At the end of half an inning, it's the Prune Packers nothing. Crabs are coming up. This is Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM. Welcome back to the ballpark. Bottom of the first inning. No score. It'll be Morris, Howard, and Sewell to bat for the Crabs. And who's the pitcher on the mound? What's his first name?
Caden Kintake.
Caden Take on the mound. Right-handed pitcher for the Prune Packers.
For your Humboldt Crabs from Oklahoma Baptist University, number 9, third baseman, Keenan Morris.
Defensively, it's Take on the mound. Prather's the catcher. Laidhoff at first. Savateri at second. Sutter at third. Agard at short. Grimmer in left. Kim in center. And Leopard in right. So here's Keenan Morris to lead it off for the Crabs. And he takes a fastball away.
Keenan Morris, outstanding offensively and defensively, coming in .338 batting average in 32 games. 17 RBIs, 1 home run, 19 walks.
And there's a fastball inside.
And 18 stolen bases.
So 2-0 now the count to Morris. Just getting started. The 2-0 is in there for a strike, 2-1. Just belt high, right over the heart of the plate. From the set, Toke deals 2-1, and that misses low and away, 3-1 to Morris. The 3-1 is a strike on the outside corner, belt high, and that brings the count full. Take sets and deals 3-2, and that's fouled out of play.
That ball is sponsored by U.S. Bank.
Three-two, fouled up against the screen.
Well, it's a typical Keenan Morris at bat.
Takes a lot of pitches, fouls a lot of pitches off.
Works counts as good as anybody in this lineup.
That's true. 3-2. Three-two, misses away. And Morris is aboard with the leadoff walk. All right, so here's Tyler Howard.
Tyler Howard, he made his Crabs debut in Healdsburg. He joined the team in Healdsburg at the start of that road trip and did very well against this team, actually. I think he had RBIs, if not in all 3 games, at least 2 out of the 3 games against Healdsburg. Coming in batting .343 in 19 games overall.
And the pitch to Howard is fouled out of play.
He has 20 RBIs, 2 home runs, 9 walks, 8 stolen bases.
The 0-1, fouled up against the screen. 0-2. Morris over at first. He's a threat to steal, but the count is 0-2. And here's the pitch, and that's low and away.
And of course, the Prune Packers have already seen what Keenan Morris can do on the bases, so.
Got a huge lead over there. The 1-2 in the dirt. 2-2. Line in the center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Morris will hold it second. Pitch right up over the heart of the plate.
106 off the bat.
So here's Sewell. 2 on, nobody out. Crabs got something brewing here early.
Batting next to Sacramento State University, number 11, second baseman Cameron Sewell.
Here's the pitch, and he takes a strike on the outside corner, right on the black. 0-1.
Sewell's been the Crabs' best hitter, coming in batting .384 in 30 games. 7 home runs, that leads the team. 33 RBIs, that's second on the team. 21 walks, 19 stolen bases.
The 0-1 is hitting the hole on the right side. That's going to trickle through. They're going to hold Morris at third, and that's going to load the bases with nobody out for Enyart.
The bases are
That was a good decision by third base coach Jeff Giacomini, because if I remember correctly, the Prune Packers have some good arms in the outfield.
All right, so the Crabs with a big opportunity here in the first inning. Nobody out. Enyart at the bat.
Well, this is the guy you want to be following up, Cam Sewell. Adam Enyart's been the second best hitter on this team, coming in batting .361, 6 home runs, 44 RBIs, that leads the team, 17 walks, 5 stolen bases.
Takei deals a fastball on the outside corner, 0-1, 88 miles an hour.
I don't think we know what the RBI record is in a single season for the Crabs, but Adam Enyart's got to be up there.
He's got to be up there, yeah. Big opportunity here. Bases loaded. They're in at the corners. Here's the pitch, and he takes a breaking pitch low.
Well, great at bats so far. I mean, bats that I've seen, they've had a really good command of the strike zone.
1-1 the count. And the pitch. Fouled out of play. A ball and 2 strikes. From the set. The pitch. And he reached out, loose side into the right field. That is going to be caught by the right fielder and no advance. That looked like it was going to drop, but a nice play by Leopard out there to make the catch. 1 away.
I think 8 out of 10 times that does drop.
I think so too.
Yeah, the Leopard out there in right field just did a really good job running that one down.
So 1 away, and here's Hirschkorn.
Houston coming in batting .297, 13 RBIs, 8 walks, 3 stolen bases.
Takei at the belt. He comes home, and there's a fastball high and outside. Great take. That was a close pitch. 1-0 to Hirschkorn. The 1-0 in the dirt. Two and 0. The 2-0 fouled up against the screen. 2-1. Here's the 2-1. In the dirt, 3-1. Nowhere to put him either. So a big opportunity for Hirschhorn here. He can really look for a pitch to hit. Morris at third, Howard at second, Sewell at first. 3-1. Here's the pitch. Popped in the air, shallow center field. Second baseman going out, center fielder coming in, and it'll be the center fielder Kim to make the catch. And boy, that hurts. 2 straight pop outs. And now there are 2 outs for Tate Metcalf. Man, bases loaded, nobody out.
It really does hurt because, I mean, we've just seen great at-bats, guys with really good takes, and then some good pitches from Take and getting a couple of crabs to just pop up. But Tate Metcalf stepping in, he's been really hot.
He sure has.
I believe he's homered in his last 3 games.
Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch right over the heart of the plate. Great pitch. Belt high. 0-1. Just dropped it right in there. 0-1.
Metcalf, 4 home runs, batting .243, 13 RBIs, 15 walks.
Here's the 0-1. Oh, and he swings and misses out a fastball away. Right on the outside corner, 0-2. Well, I have to hand it to Take, as you said. He's making good pitches. 0-2 to Metcalf. The 0-2. Oh, just missed outside. Great take. Boy, that was close.
Seen a lot of them in this inning.
This is the most reasonable strike zone I've seen in weeks here at this ballpark.
You don't want to say it too early, but
still,
it's been a
so
really
far,
good zone.
1-2. And the pitch. In the dirt, and the count goes even.
I think our standards might have been lowered just a bit.
Could be, but still. 2-2 the count.
Yeah, the zone's been really good. You got to give the home plate umpire credit when he's doing a good job.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, got him. Oh boy. The Crabs leave the bases loaded without scoring a run. Here in the bottom of the first, there were 2 hits, and there were no errors, and we're tied at 0 at the end of 1. This is exciting Crabs baseball, 107.3 FM.
Welcome back to downtown Arcata, top of the 2nd inning. No score. It will be Agard, Laidhoff, and Kim due up. Against Miles Standish. JC Osorio Agard. And swung on and missed, and it's 0-1, and here is Benjamin Schaefer.
Slam. Agard, Laidhoff, and Kim to bat here in the top of the 2nd, and he takes a fastball low, 1-1. And there's a pitch that misses just outside. 2-1.
Jack. Thanks, buddy.
The 2-1 fouled up against the screen. 2-2. Two pitch. Lined in the left center field. Over to get it is Medikoff, and the Prune Packers had the lead-off runner aboard here in the second, as they did in the first. Here's Laidhoff. So for runner first, nobody out. Boy, I just, that first half inning, man, I can't believe they had the bases loaded, didn't play a single run.
Yeah.
That really hurts against a team like this. Next pitch misses low. Oh, well.
Well, if the Crabs
it's over now.
Crabs want to do well in this series, they cannot let too many of those opportunities go by.
Want to know the count.
The Prune Packers are a team that's going to make it hurt.
Yes, they are. Here's the pitch. And there's a pitch right at the knees. Perfect pitch. 1-1.
This Prune Packers team, they hit a lot of home runs. They hit quite a few in Healdsburg.
The 1-1 is lined in the center field. That's a base hit. That was a pitch up, out over the plate.
And it just seems like this is a team that does not miss on mistakes.
No, they don't.
Throw them a good pitch to
like
hit,
that,
they're going to hit it.
They're going to hit it solid, too. So now, conference out on the mound between Lombardi and Standish.
Prune Packers, they have hit 54 home runs this season.
Oh, boy, wow. Yep, that's 27 Yankees numbers in this context.
Yeah.
All right, 2 on, nobody out. Here's Kim, the right center fielder.
I mean, this is an unrelenting lineup. I mean, they don't have, they're like the Dodgers. They don't really have many weaknesses in their lineup, 1 through 9.
Standish sets and deals, and he misses high. Yeah, he's got to keep the pitches down. He's got too many pitches up, out over the plate. Both of those base hits in this inning were pitches that were pretty much belt high over the heart of the plate.
Yeah, against the Seals, you're going to get away with that.
Yeah.
Against the Prune Packers, you're not.
The 1-0, and that's fouled out of play.
Well, J.C. Osorio-Agard was on the Crabs, he'd have the home run record. He has 11.
Wow. 1-1 the count. And the pitch. And he bunts it foul, wide of third. Morris really never had a chance, but gave it a chase. So 1-2 now, the count to Kim. Runners on first and second, nobody out. I mean, all they needed was a fly ball to the,
I know.
I mean, the deeper part of the
know.
outfield rather than 2 pop-ups and a strikeout, and that's fouled out of play. 1-2.
Oh, they're just getting started in Lincoln. It is 2-2 between the Potters and the Rogues in the bottom of the first. Crabs fans want the Rogues to beat the Potters.
A 1-2. Look at second, and he deals and check swing, and he went round. Oh, come on. Come on up. He swung at that.
Wow.
What are you doing out there?
Wow. That's pretty bad.
Unbelievable. 2-2.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious even from back here.
Even the batter.
Yeah, the batter thought he was out. 2-2 the count. And it's a high bounder over to first, over to second for 1, back to first, and it gets away, and that's going to play to run. All right, so Ladoff is forced at second. Agard comes around to score, and Kim will go to second on the error by, I guess it's Sewell over there, right? Who took the throw.
Believe so.
So it's a fielder's choice, E6? E4, okay. Right. So 1-0 Prune Packers.
That's really the hardest double play to turn, you know,
for sure.
When it gets hit to first and the first baseman throws to second and then the pitcher has to go cover. I mean.
All right, so here's McCoy, and hits one high in the air to center field. Reed is under it. He's going to make the catch. The runner's going to tag, and he will make it to third. So 2 away. And here's the 9-hitter Prather. And a pitch in the air to shallow center field. Howard coming in, Sewell going out. Sewell will make the catch out on the grass, and that'll end the inning. But the Prune Packers get a run on 2 hits. There was an error and a runner left, and at the end of an inning and a half, they lead it 1-0. This is exciting Crabs baseball, 107.3 FM. We're back. Bottom of the first, Crabs trailing 1-0. It'll be the bottom of the order. Reed, Lombardi, and Perrazzo to bat. Thanks to Baywood Golf and Country Club and the Big Blue Cafe. Visit the Crabs' favorite Big Blue Cafe on the Plaza in Arcata, serving breakfast and lunch all day. Welcome home to the Big Blue. Crestmark Millwork is a local manufacturer of custom cabinetry and millwork for commercial projects throughout California and Oregon, creating signature elements of extraordinary spaces since 1997. Crestmark is committed to promoting a healthy and productive society by investing in the relationships with their employees, local communities, suppliers, and customers. So here's Timmy Reed with the Crabs trailing 1-0. Caden Take still out on the mound for his second inning of work for the Prune Packers.
I have an update from the Potters-Rogues game. The Potters have taken a 4-2 lead in the bottom of the first. Crabs want the Rogues to win that game because the Potters are only 2 games back of the Crabs in the standings.
And the pitch to Reed, low and away.
Reed coming in batting .229. 2 home runs, 11 RBIs.
He fouls that one up against the screen. 1-1.
14 walks. He's been hit by a pitch 7 times. It's second on the team. And 11 stolen bases.
Take sets and deals 1-1. That was a breaking pitch that missed way outside. Two and one. The 2-1. Foul down the left field line and into the picnic area.
Foul ball brought to you by Charleston Tree Services.
So the count goes even now. 2-2. And a 2-2 fouled away. The late afternoon fog beginning to roll in a little bit. Two balls, two strikes to count. And now Reed steps out. Three-two. So 2-2 swung on and missed. Reed's gone. One away. And here's Lombardi.
Yeah, for the Crabs from Cal State Fullerton, number 28, catcher Nico Lombardi.
Nico coming in batting 174. 3 RBIs, 6 walks, a couple stolen bases.
And the pitch. Line down the left field line, but foul into the Crabs bullpen. The 0-1. Breaking pitch in there, low, just low. Boy, that was a close pitch. Great take, 1-1. And Lombardi swings at a fastball on the outside corner, knee high. 1-2. The 1-2 lashed foul into the bus station parking lot. One-two pitch in the dirt. 2-2. Well, the Crabs continue to have good at-bats. That's a key to this game for sure, to force Take to throw a lot of pitches early.
Yeah, I think if they continue to have good at-bats as they are, I think good things are going to happen eventually.
The 2-2. Grounded out to short. Agard has it. Throw to first, 2 away. Of course, the question is, how deep is their bullpen? Here's Perazo.
I think they just have a really deep team overall.
I think so too, yeah.
Perazo coming in batting 256. 7 RBIs, 14 walks, 8 stolen bases.
At the belt, here's the pitch. Outside. The 1-0 fouled away. One ball and one strike to count. The 1-1 to Perazo, misses away, just outside. Another good take. This is a great strike zone. See, this is, like I said, this is a reasonable strike zone. This is an accurate strike zone. 2-1. Okay.
Oh.
Well, it was.
Well,
that one's called a strike. 2-2.
We got to stop talking about it.
I got to stop saying it,
Yeah.
because the minute I said it, the next pitch was about a foot outside. 2-2 to count to Perazo. Nobody on, 2 outs. Crabs trailing 1-0 in the bottom of the second. And he waves a breaking pitch down and away, and that ends the inning for the Crabs as they go in order in a second. They trail 1-0. This is exciting Crabs baseball, 107.3 FM. Welcome back to the ballpark. Top of the third inning. Top of the order for Healdsburg. They lead 1-0.
Now, the Healdsburg Prune Packers from top of order number 1, third baseman, Antonelli Sabatore.
Here's Standish stealing high and inside. 1-0. The 1-0 in there for a strike. 1-1. Is looped in the air, shallow center field. That's going to drop. Broken bat. But it drops for a single. 4th hit of the game for Healdsburg.
3rd straight leadoff single.
That's right. They've led off with a base runner every inning. And now here's Leopard. He struck out looking his first at bat. So Salvatore is 2 for 2 tonight. And here's Leopard. Here's the pitch into dirt. The 1-0. Hard grounder foul. Wide of first. 1-1. Throw to first, and close play, called safe.
That was really close.
It was close.
I don't think the call was incorrect, but it was definitely very close.
1-1 that's hit in the air to shallow left field. That's going to be trouble, and that's going to drop for a hit. So 2 bloop singles for the Prune Packers, and things are really falling their way so far. 2 balls that were just hit right off the hands. Nothing on either one of them, and they both drop for hits.
Yeah, it's kind of the 2 extremes. Either they're hitting the ball really hard on the line, or just bloops that are dropping, and their most dangerous hitter is at the plate right now, Logan Sutter.
Logan Sutter hit into a fielder's choice his first at bat. 2 on, nobody out. So Miles Standish in some trouble here in the top of the 3rd. A look at second, and he deals. Big swing and a miss, 0-1. Good pitch down in the zone. The 0-1 sails outside. One ball, 1 strike to count. And the pitch. Hit in the air, foul. It's going to drift out towards F Street. And it lands over in the beer line. A ball and 2 strikes to count.
That's how you do it. You get the lights going, you get the horn going. That's how you do it. Yeah.
1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. And he just gets a piece of it and fouls it up against the screen. Count remains 1-2. Look out at second, and the pitch is hit slowly out towards short. Picked up by Morris, and he throws over the head of Standish covering, and everybody's going to be safe. They go back, no play there.
Well,
Morris just underhanded it, and he underhanded it right over Sewell's head. And lucky for the Crabs, Salvatore didn't score because he certainly had the chance.
that's a pretty shocking error from Keenan Morris, given how well he's played third base so far this season. Just a little too much juice on that underhand throw.
Yeah. So here's the pitch. Grounded out to second base. He tosses the second for one, back to first. They get the double play, but the run scores to make it 2-0 Healdsburg.
Now batting number 17, shortstop, JC Osorio Avard.
Leopard over at third. Here's a guard with 2 outs. So 2 unearned runs.
Well,
in
goes
the game
without
now.
goes without saying, but you cannot
No,
be
you
making
cannot.
mistakes against this Prune Packer team.
No, you cannot. Here's the pitch. Swung on and
Ooh.
missed. Great pitch.
Filthy.
Boy, that was a nasty curve that just dropped right off the table. The 1-1. Foul tipped, 1-2.
This game kind of reminds me of the first game in Healdsburg, where the Crabs just seemed a little bit rattled to start off. I mean, they just didn't seem right. I mean, they're facing a really good Healdsburg team. And then the second game of that series, they obviously won.
The 1-2 is popped in the air. Shallow right field. That's going to be trouble. And caught by Sewell near the line. Good job to end the inning. But Healdsburg gets a run on 2 hits. There was an error and a runner left. And at the end of 2.5, they lead 2-0. This is exciting Crabs baseball, 107.3 FM. All right, bottom of the third inning. Crabs trailing 2-0. It'll be the top of the order. Morris, Howard, and Sewell to bat.
Back to the top of the order for the Crabs. The bottom of the third inning, number 9, third baseman, Keenan Morris.
Morris walked his first appearance. Caden Take out on the mound for his third inning of work. Here's the pitch. And there's a ball high and outside to Morris. He wanted to call that a strike.
That is what we like to call an umpire's balk.
Yeah.
Almost called that.
The 1-0 misses inside, 2-0. So Crabs had the bases loaded, nobody out in the first inning. Were unable to play to run.
Yeah, and hopefully at the end of this game, we're not talking
Not saying
about
that was the yep. 2-0. And that misses 3-0 high.
But this is, of course, the part of the order that got it done in the first, got the bases loaded. So.
That's right. 3-0 to Morris. Taking all the way, that's a strike. 3-1. 3-1. Line on one hop at the second baseman. Nice play by Salvatore. 1 away.
That's a play that 9 times out of 10 the second baseman, the opposing second baseman, botches.
It's just infuriating because the Prune Packers hit 2 balls that were basically just pop flies that both fell for hits, and the Crabs sting one, and it's right at somebody.
Yep.
So here's Howard. He singled his first at bat.
Batting next number 17, right fielder Tyler Howard.
And a pitch is fouled out of play. A breaking pitch up in the zone. Just missed it. Hit it over our heads. On 1. Here's the pitch. Lined in the right field. And that's going to be off the wall. Howard coming in the second. He's in there with a double. That was hit right off the 338 marker in right field. And Howard is out at second with only 1 out.
I give some credit to the Prune Packer right fielder Leopard. That was a really good throw.
Made it a close play at second.
He did a lot closer than I think any other team would have.
So Howard out at second now with his second hit of the ball game. And here's Cam Sewell.
Yeah, we've talked about it already, but the key against a really good team like the Prune Packers is hitting with runners in scoring position.
That's
they
right.
obviously could not do it in the first, so Crabs looking to cash in here in the third.
Sewell singled in the first. Little roller through the right side. Here's the pitch. And he takes a strike on the outside corner. Round up the middle, broken bat, the shortstop has it, throws to first from behind the bag, and there are 2 away as Howard advances to third. So it'll be up to Enyart with 2 outs, and Howard over at third.
Next number 16, designated hitter Adam Enyart.
Enyart line to right his first at bat. Take gets the sign, he sets. Here comes the pitch. Fouled out of play. Enyart pitch up and in. Owen won the count. You know, 1 hit down the air down the right field line. It's going to go foul into the Prune Packers bullpen. So 0-2 now, the count to Enyart. Now Take, a long look in. Now he's ready. Comes home 0-2. Check swing, called strike 3, and that's it for Enyart and the Crabs here in the third inning. 2-0 in favor of the Prune Packers. Stay tuned. Liam will be along to bring you the 4th inning. Until then, this is very frustrating Crabs baseball, 107.3 FM. All right, top of the 4th inning. It'll be Laidhoff, Kim, and McCoy for Healdsburg, and here's Liam.
Thank you, Benjamin. Laidhoff, broken bat, lined right to the shortstop. Throw over to first, one away. Perazzo making the play. Quite a few broken bats in this game so far.
Yeah, that was a loud break.
And that's going to bring in Jonathan Kim.
Both of the Prune Packers runs are unearned.
Yeah, I mean, the story so far are the Crabs' mistakes. Pitch is swung on and missed 0-1.
That was a great pitch.
Nasty.
Boy,
pitch
he fooled him on
Standish.
that. He
And
was
right on the corner, too.
he was
Perfect pitch.
about 30 seconds ahead of that pitch.
0-1. This is way outside, 1-1.
That reminded me of those Bugs Bunny cartoons where the pitcher throws the eephus pitch and the guy swings like 4 times before it comes to the plate.
Yep, that's right.
Remember 3 times before it comes to the plate.
1-1. Oh, again, swung on and missed, way off the plate outside.
Boy,
Badly
he really
Kim.
fooled him.
1-2. Lone outside again. It's 2-2. Misses low. Count goes full. 3-2. Pitch outside, ball 4, so came with a good at bat. Works to walk, earned it first, 1 out. It's going to bring in Jake McCoy.
McCoy flied to right his first at bat, center his first at bat, excuse me.
So if you tuned into the broadcast in Healdsburg, I talked a lot about just the caliber of schools that these guys come from, and I'll give you a refresher if you didn't tune into that series. To McCoy is dribbled foul on the first base line, 0-1. This Prune Packer team has guys from schools like Texas Tech, Cal, a couple of guys from Oregon, Michigan, New Mexico, East Carolina. The 0-1 is popped up first base side. Hirschcore making his way over to the fence. It's caught. Caught it right at the fence. I thought that was going to head out of play, but Hirschcore making a nice catch right at the fence, 2 away. It's going to bring in Hideki Prather. Some more schools on this team. Clemson, it's a big one. Utah, USC, San Jose State, Houston, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas Tech. Some big name schools. Runner goes, the pitch is low, and catcher can't handle it. And stealing second will be Kim.
Well, that's not why it's no surprise that they've dominated this league for the first 2 years.
Yeah. Joey Gomes, their head coach, is the best recruiter in this league by far. And the caliber of talent that he can get. And if you watch college football or college baseball, you're familiar with a lot of those schools. The 1-0 is popped up down the right field line, out of play, foul, 1-1. Clouds and fog starting to really settle in over the ballpark. 1-1. This is low, 2-1. 2-1 pitch is a ground ball right to Sewell, the second baseman. Throw over to first, and that's going to do it here in the fourth. The Prune Packers leave one on. They failed to score. They lead 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM. Welcome back to F and Ninth here in downtown Arcata. Bottom of the fourth inning, the Prune Packers lead the Crabs by a score of 2-0. It will be Hirschkorn, Medikoff, and Reed due up. Crabs Baseball is brought to you by Cypress Grove. Cypress Grove is the leading producer of delicious artisan goat cheese, including Humboldt Fog, one of the most famous cheeses in the country, proudly based in Arcata, California. Cypress Grove cheeses are available at cheese shops and grocery stores nationwide and online at cypressgrovecheese.com. There's nothing like that Humboldt Fog feeling. And we're definitely getting that Humboldt Fog feeling right now. The game started off probably cloudy skies, and now clouds of fog have descended over the ballpark. Pretty typical here in the summer on the North Coast. I know Benjamin loves it.
I don't mind it if it's been a nice day otherwise.
Yeah. You just don't like
It's
showing
just like
up
when it's
and
all
it's cloudy.
day, when it's cloudy
it's
all
cloudy the
day
entire
long.
game. First pitch to Hirschkorn is a line drive into center field. It's going to drop right in front of the center fielder for a base hit. Leadoff single for the Crabs. Start the fourth. Let's go bring in Tate Medikoff.
Medikoff caught looking his first at bat.
Batting at center 26, left fielder Tate Medikoff.
Medikoff is a ground ball to the right side. Second baseman picks it up and then drops it, and that's going to allow Medikoff to reach.
E4.
And that's going to be an error on a guard. Saviteri, the second baseman.
All right, so the Crabs get a break. Let's see if they can capitalize.
First and second, nobody out.
They've had chances so far. They have not been able to capitalize.
Another big chance here, leading on the mound. Timmy Reed stepping in.
Reed struck out his first at bat.
Another update from Lincoln. The Potters lead the Rogues by a score of 5-2, top of the fourth inning. Of course, the Potters are only 2 games back. If both results hold in our game and their game, the Potters would only be 1 game back. Crabs would like to see the Rogues win that game, but they trail by 3. Pitch to Reed, he shows bunt, takes it low and outside, 1-0. Showing bunt again, the 1-0 is bunted foul at the plate. And it's 1-1. Reed looked a bit frustrated with himself after that.
Yeah, he missed that one.
Felt like he should have had it. Showing bunt again, and a great bunt down the third
beautiful
baseline.
bunt.
The pitcher gloves it. The throw to first is not going to be in time.
Beautiful.
Bunt hit for Timmy Reed.
Beautiful.
For the second time in this game, the Crabs have the bases loaded and nobody out, but in the first inning, they were unable to cash in. Can the Crabs cash in here in the fourth?
I mean, Timmy Reed, you know, if you just look at his batting average, it's not that impressive. But if you watch him day to day when he plays,
the numbers really don't
he's
show
just
how good
that was an amazing bunt. That was a perfect bunt.
Beautiful bunt. All right, Nico Lombardi steps in. Pitch, high and outside, 1-0.
Boy, I like to see him hang that pitch a little more over the heart of the plate.
Oh, 1, high and inside, 2-0. Nowhere to put Nico Lombardi. Bases loaded, nobody out. Crabs trail 2-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. The Crabs are going to beat these Prune Packers. They have to cash in on these chances. They've got to cash in here. They can't go another inning leaving the bases loaded. Too low is a ground ball. Diving stop by the third baseman. Throw to second for 1. On to first, not in time. Force out at second will bring in a run. Crabs cut the lead in half. It's 2-1. Gets the job done. And it's going to result in the meeting on the mound of the entire infield. They got a left-hander warming in the pen for the Prune Packers. Medikoff to third on the play. Lombardi reaching on the fielder's choice. And it looks like they're going to bring in the reliever. And yes, the Prune Packers are going to make the change. So we're going to go back to the Bicoastal Media Studios for a 60-second timeout. Runners at first and third, 1 out. Crabs trail 2-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM. Go back to downtown Arcata. The situation is this. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Crabs have runners at first and third with 1 out and a run in. Crabs trail 2-1. And coming into the game for the Prune Packers is number 10, Mason Lerma out of UC Davis. And Michael Perazzo at the plate. Nico Lombardi with a fielder's choice RBI. Let's get 1 run in. Crabs looking for more. Crabs Baseball brought to you by Charleston Tree Services. We're here to help you with your growing concerns. Our locally owned and operated family business has served homeowners and commercial property owners throughout Humboldt County since 2007. Here we go. Can the Crabs get more? Perazzo struck out his first at bat. Lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch to Perazzo, low and outside, 1-0. As you were saying, Benjamin, the good at bats by the Crabs got a lot of pitches out of Caden Take.
That's right.
Got him out of the game early.
That's another thing this Crabs team does that prior teams have not done so well.
1-0 right down the middle for a called strike 1-1.
Which is, like you said earlier, working deep counts.
Yeah, this Crabs team has
They're
way
more patient hitters. And
way better command of the strike zone than past Crabs teams that I've seen recently. 1-1 showing bunt, and bunts it foul, and might have either bunted it off of himself or he's just frustrated that he missed that.
I think he's just frustrated he just missed it.
Yeah, I think it's the latter.
Because
looked like pain for a second.
definitely fooled the third baseman. He didn't think he was going to be bunting. And it probably would have plated Medikoff. A good bunt.
So 1-2 count now on Peraza. First and third, 1 out. Crabs trail 2-1. 1-2 pitch way outside, 2-2. Sprayed foul off to the left and out of play. We'll do it again, 2-2. Is a slow ground ball to the second baseman, flip to second for 1, on to first, just in time double play. That's tough for the Crabs, but a good play turned by the Prune Packer infield, and that's going to do it. Well, the Crabs here in the fourth, they trail 2-1 as we head to the top of the fifth inning. You're listening to Frustrating Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM. Welcome back to downtown Arcata, top of the fifth inning. Crabs trail 2-1. Top of the order for the Prune Packers will be Saviteri, Leopard, and Sutter. It's Miles Standish, who's pitched very well. Unfortunately, a couple of Crabs errors really resulted in the 2 runs for the Prune Packers so far. Saviteri lashed foul off towards his own dugout on the first base line. It's 0-1. Now 1 pitch is popped up left side of the infield. It's going to be Peraza, the shortstop, making the catch 1 away.
I'm actually feeling some dampness coming into the booth now. I don't know if it's
we were talking about it off air. The evening started off really nice. I mean, it was only partly cloudy. There are big patches of blue sky, and a very thick fog has quickly descended over the ballpark.
Yeah, well, it's been relatively warm all day in that.
Can't really see the tree line beyond the immediate trees out in the outfield. Pitch is way inside. That actually hit Leopard. He's going to head down to first. Runner at first with 1 out. Going to bring in Logan Sutter. Maybe the fog can be used to the Crabs' advantage, because there is not fog like this in the evening down in Healdsburg. At least
I wouldn't
not
think
when
so.
I was there.
number 7, Logan Sutter.
We'll bring in Logan Sutter. Sutter is fouled off to the right, and it's 0-1. Several games this season where I've had to drive home with the windshield wipers on.
Yeah,
it's been
me
so
too.
misty.
Yeah.
But again, pretty typical for summers here on the North Coast. 0-1 is a fly ball out to right field. The right fielder racing over. He reaches up and makes the catch. What a catch. The throw back to first is not going to be in time. Tyler Howard running that one down deep into the gap in right field.
Wow, what a play. That was huge. That was huge.
That could end up being the play of the game.
Absolutely. That looked like that had double written all over it.
Yeah, right in the gap, but had just enough air under it where Tyler Howard could run that one down. It's going to bring in Blake Grimmer on our first 2 outs. Grimmer is a line drive right at Sewell, the second baseman, and that's going to do it for the Prune Packers here in the 5th. They fail to score, but they lead 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. You're listening to exciting Pacific Empire League Crabs baseball on 107.3 FM. Welcome back to F and 9th Streets here in downtown Arcata. Score is 2-1 in favor of the Prune Packers. Top of the order due up for the Crabs, and top orders had a good night. Morris, Howard, and Sewell. It's Mason Lerma. A very foggy night here at the Arcata ballpark.
Morris has walked and grounded to second.
Morris checks swing, takes it outside 1-0. I think it's part of the charm of Crabs games here in the summer, the foggy nights.
This is the foggiest night we've had, though, on the field. I mean,
yeah.
The fog has rolled in, but
1-0 is swung on and missed, 1-1. It's definitely
actually on the field tonight.
Definitely the worst visibility in the field that I have seen this season. And that could come to play as a factor. 1-1. This is outside 2-1. 2-1. This is outside 3-1. Grounded foul off towards the Prune Packer dugout. 3-2. 2 ground ball to the left side, picked up by the shortstop, throw over to first, one away. And that's a guard making the play.
Back row Avery. Good hustle, Avery.
I'll bring in Tyler Howard.
Batting next to the Crabs.
Howard's 2 for 2 with a double.
Howard.
Pitch to Howard in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. 0-1, misses low, 1-1. 1-1 is a fly ball out to left field. The left fielder ranging over, looking up. Is it fair? It's gone. Tyler Howard has tied up this game. Just barely fair down the left field line. We are tied up. It's 2-2.
Boy, Tyler Howard is smoking hot.
That just barely snuck in there.
That is his 3rd hit of the night. He's got a double and a home run.
Well, Tyler Howard really has been hot against the Prune Packers in general. I remember him making his debut in Healdsburg, and he had several RBIs. Oh, brand new ball game, 2-2 here in the 5th. Cameron Sewell will step in. Just Sewell, and that hit him. He's going to head down to first.
Isn't that an interesting coincidence?
It's going to bring in Adam Enyart.
Isn't that a little quinky-dink?
Batting next, number 16, Adam Enyart.
Crabs with some momentum here in the 5th. Tyler Howard solo shot deep down the line in left field. Sewell hit by a pitch. Enyart misses outside 1-0.
Enyart is 0 for 2. He's lined to right, struck out looking.
Called strike right on the corner, 1-1. Now the strike, Matt. One pitch is grounded right back to the pitcher. Has no play at second. Throw to first, 2 away. I think Sewell was going on the play. That keeps Crabs out of the double play. So second with 2 outs. That's going to bring in Houston Hirschhorn. Chance to give the Crabs the lead here in the 5th. Tied up at 2 on the Tyler Howard solo shot to left field. And the first pitch is low, 1-0. Check swing, and it's called a strike, 1-1.
That was right at the knees.
One swung on and missed. Good pitch. 1-2. Misses up high, 2-2. Two pitch, fly ball down the right field line, out of play onto F Street. Again, 2-2. By the way, tomorrow night, there will be a fireworks show after the game.
Well, if the weather's like this tomorrow night,
yeah,
may not be very interesting fireworks show.
Hopefully a little less fog tomorrow night. 2-2 in the dirt. Count goes full, 3-2. If you have any friends or family that are on an airplane headed to the Arcata Airport, the chances are probably not good. They're going to be getting in.
Probably not going to land.
3-2 swung on and missed, strike three. Another great breaking ball. Catcher picks it up, throws to first to complete the play, and that's going to do it for the Crabs here in the fifth. But they get a run off of the solo home run from Tyler Howard deep down the line in left field. Ties it up at 2 as we head to the sixth. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM. Welcome back to a very foggy downtown Arcata, top of the sixth inning. Tied up at 2. For the Prune Packers, it'll be Agard, Laidhoff, and Kim. 2 up against Miles Standish. First pitch to Agard is low and inside 1-0. 1-0 is lined and caught by Keenan Morris, the third baseman. Handling a 94-mile-per-hour liner very easily, 1 away. And that's going to bring in Laidhoff. By the way, the end of crab season's only a few weeks away, but live sports here on the airwaves don't end after that. Pitches outside 1-0. Late in August, College of the Redwoods football will get started. 1-0 called strike on the outside part of the plate, 1-1. Will be myself and Mitchell Mongi bringing you all the action this fall. 1-1 is in the dirt, 2-1. Every home and away game, CR football right here, ESPN 107.3 FM, 1340 AM. First game August 30th against Sacramento City College, the 2-1. And then for a called strike, it's 2-2. So if you love local football, make sure you tune in. Head coach Jason White has put together a really good program and should have another good team this season. The 2-2 is swung on and missed, strike three. 2 away. It's going to bring in Jonathan Kim. Although Redwoods, they've been moved up a division. They're in the second division of California Community College football. They have been moved up to the top division of California Community College football, so they will be playing some really tough opponents this season. First pitch to Kim is low, 1-0. But very excited to bring you all the CR football action this fall right here on these airwaves. 1-0 pitch, outside 2-0, and again, the first game will be August 30th against Sacramento City College. All the home games, by the way, for CR football will be played at the Redwood Bowl on the campus of Cal Poly Humboldt. The 2-0 in there for a called strike, and it's 2-1. Two-one pitch swung on and missed, and it's 2-2. Two, low and outside. Count goes full, 3-2. The fog is progressively gotten worse and worse throughout this game. As it's descended over the ballpark, pitch is swung on and missed. Strike three in a very quick inning from Miles Standish here in the sixth. Prune Packers go in order. We are tied at 2 as we head to the bottom of the sixth. Listening to exciting Crabs baseball, 107.3 FM. Back to F and ninth here in downtown Arcata. Bottom of the sixth inning. We are tied at 2. Medikoff, Reed, and Lombardi. 2 up for the Crabs. A great ball game so far. And just what we expected. Top 2 teams in the Pacific Empire League go into battle with a ton of implications for who's going to get into that PEL Championship Series. That ball is fouled off and almost took Timmy Reed's head right off. Standing in the on-deck circle, 0-1. Ton of implications as to who's going to be in the PEL Championship and who's going to host 2 of the 3 games. Pitch is a called strike, and it's 0-2. And fans just below me are pretty upset, but that pitch was not too far off the plate. Definitely has been called a strike before. The 0-2 is a fly ball out to right field. The right fielder ranging over to his left, making the catch. Alex Leopard, 1 away. It's going to bring in Timmy Reed. I mean, even in Major League Baseball, when the home plate umpires are graded, they do have a buffer zone around the rulebook strike zone. And if the pitch is within that buffer zone, then it's considered a correct call, even if it's outside of the rulebook strike zone. Reed hits a ground ball up the middle to the shortstop, throw over to first, 2 away. A guard making the play. Although I believe Major League Baseball, they've shrunk that buffer zone from last season. Hey, and crosses the Crab, he's in the house. You see him going across your screen on the YouTube stream. I'll bring in Nico Lombardi. Lombardi fouled back at the plate. It's 0-1.
That's all 50-50. That's all 50-50.
A 1 is line, just fair down the left field line, and that's going to roll for a while. Lombardi taking the turn around first. He's going to cruise into second with the 2-out double. Lashed it right down the third base line. 95 miles per hour off the bat. All right, second one 2 away. That's going to bring in Michael Perazzo. Another chance for the Crabs to take the lead. Lefty-lefty matchup. Mr. Perazzo right in there for a strike, 0-1. One swung on it, missed. That was a filthy pitch from Lerma. 0-2. like a pitch tailing away from Peraza, lefty-lefty. Those are very hard to deal with as a lefty facing a lefty pitcher. Oh, 2, good take, high and outside, and it's 1-2. One, 2, another good take, misses just up high, 2-2. Two, low and outside. Count goes full, 3-2. So 0-2 to 3-2 for Michael Peraza. Three-two pitch is a slow grounder to the second baseman. Picks it up and drops it. And then coming around third and putting on the brakes is Lombardi. So he's going to hold up at third. But that's going to be an error on the Prune Packers second baseman. Savateri picked it up and then just dropped the baseball. And I'm guessing there is a lot of moisture in the air. As I've said multiple times, a thick fog has descended over the ballpark, and that might have played a role in Savateri being unable to field that baseball. So first and third with 2 outs. Crabs need to make it hurt. Keenan Morris stepping in. Morris is a ground ball right to the first baseman. He's going to step on the bag himself, and that's going to do it for the Crabs here in the 6th. They fail to score, but this game is tied at 2 as we head to the top of the 7th. Stay tuned. The Professor Benjamin Schaefer might be taking you the rest of the way if he returns to the booth in time. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM.
Gates open at 5. There will be fireworks afterwards, so you want to stick around after the game. There will be fireworks.
Welcome back to downtown Arcata, top of the 7th inning. We are tied at 2. Will be McCoy, Prother, and Savateri due up for the Prune Packers. And now to take you the rest of the way, who has just arrived in time back in the booth, here is the Professor, Benjamin Schaefer.
Thank you, Liam. Looks like we have a new pitcher on the mound. Is that Sasso?
Let's see. It is still Standish.
Oh, it is still Standish. Okay. Sasso used to be 12, I think.
He was,
I think he was last year.
On previous teams, yeah.
So here's Jake McCoy. He's 0 for 2. 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for Healdsburg. 2 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Crabs. And the pitch. Fastball misses away, 1-0. Misses outside again, 2-0. Standish rocks and comes home, and there's a ground ball right back to Standish. He leaps, he makes the catch, he tosses to first, there's 1 out. Here's Prather, he's 0 for 2. Popped to short and grounded to short. And the pitch fouled up against the screen, and that ricochets back out to the mound as it hit the concrete. Oh, and 1. Here's the pitch. Fouled out of play. And the count goes to 0-2. What a ball game.
Oh, it's been
kind of
great.
what we expected.
It's been great. We were expecting a great series. It's been really good so far.
The 0-2. Swung on and missed. Nasty breaking pitch in the dirt. They're going to throw down to first to complete the play. And it's a strikeout 2-3 if you're keeping score. And there are 2 outs. Back to the top of the orders. Here's Savateri. Savateri is 2 for 3 tonight. Standish rocks and deals. Fastball high and inside. You got a right-hander warming in the pen. I wouldn't be surprised if that's hip and steal. I can kind of tell by his windup if it is. He has that high leg kick.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Here's the 1-0. Slider away, 1-1. Two 2-0, excuse me. 2-0 is the count. And the pitch. Down low, 3-0. Yeah, that's hip and steal out there. Pretty sure.
Well, you have your best starter on the mound. You want to follow him with your best reliever.
That's right, the 3-0. And he walks him on 4 pitches.
You know, it was a 4-pitch walk, but all those pitches were pretty close.
They're all close, yeah. 2 outs, runner at first now. And here's Leopard. He's 1 for 2.
Well, development in Lincoln, it is now 6-5. The Rogues have scored 3 runs in the top of the 5th.
So Lincoln's still leading, or they've taken the lead?
Lincoln is still up 6-5.
Okay.
It is a much closer ball game, and of course, if you haven't been listening earlier, if you're a Crabs fan, you want the Rogues to win this game.
Pitch misses outside, 1-0. Check swing, and he fouls it up against the backstop. 1-1. I would phrase it differently. You know, it's a conditional statement. Given that someone has to win, yes.
The Crabs would rather.
I would prefer the Rogues win, but it'd be better if they both could lose somehow.
Or the game ends in a tie, which can't really happen.
Cannot happen. No. 1-1 the count. So, just for clarity's sake, 1-2, a nasty breaking pitch. He's really fooled him badly with that pitch all night tonight.
Yeah.
1-2.
I mean, you know, to clarify, if the Crabs lose this game and the Potters win their game, the Crabs only have that second place spot by 1 game at the end of the night. So
the 1-2, and these are the last league games, right? I mean, tap foul. We're not gonna play.
This is the second to last league series for the Crabs because we play the Medford Rogues next weekend. And
right, the Rogues
that is
come
the
in.
final
Okay.
league series.
So 1-2 the count. I'll look at first. The pitch is fouled up against the screen. So Salvatore's still over at first. 2 outs. We are tied at 2 in the top of the 7th inning. One, 2. Hit hard, foul, wide of first, just past the bag. Just to the right of the bag. The count remains 1-2 to Leopard. And Standish really wants to get this hitter because their best hitter's on deck.
Yeah.
And he gave one a ride in the 5th inning that, luckily for the Crabs, was caught by Howard in the gap. But there's a pitch high, 2-2. But it'd be really nice to avoid pitching to Sutter in this inning.
Yeah, and also, I mean,
and then face him with as a leadoff hitter next inning.
For the starter, you just want to complete your inning. Standish, you want to go 7 complete. He's done that quite a few times this season.
The 2-2 fouled away.
9th pitch of the at-bat coming up.
Yeah, it's a good at-bat by Leopard. Two balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Whoa, way over his head. That one slipped out of his hand, obviously. And that's going to bring the count full.
Well, I mentioned this earlier when the Prune Packers second baseman made an error. I think the fog has resulted in a lot of moisture in the air. And I think things are a little more slippery.
That may be true, yeah.
Gripping the baseball.
That definitely slipped. 3-2 is the count. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed, got him. And that ends the inning. No runs, no hits. There were no errors. There was a runner left at the end of 6.5. We are tied at 2. And now it's time for the 7th inning stretch at the Arcata Ballpark with the world famous Crabgrass Band.
Well, they didn't set up it so much, you know, it's all for alcohol. Everyone has it. There's no way to do it right now.
We got 2 more wins than they do, but they haven't played a good game. Oh, that could be.
Welcome back to downtown Arcata. Bottom of the 7th inning. We are tied at 2. It will be Howard, Sewell, and Enyart due up against a backdrop here at the Arcata Ballpark. It has just become increasingly more and more foggy as the night
It sure has
gone
yeah.
on.
Like I said, as you said earlier, this is definitely the foggiest game we've had all year. And this is Howard, right? Yeah,
that's right.
Howard fouls one out of play.
As I was mentioning earlier, it's not just the visibility, it's the mist.
The wetness of the ball, yeah, you're right. I think
moisture
you're right,
in the air does have an impact.
Next pitch is fouled out of play again. Even though we're tied, this has been a frustrating game for the Crabs fans, I mean the Crabs themselves. There's line drive into right field, going back, still going back, looking up, and it's off the wall. And that's not high enough to be a home run, but it is a stand-up double for Howard. That is his 4th hit of the night. He has 2 doubles and a home run.
Have a night, Tyler Howard.
Wow. And that just missed being a home run.
Tyler Howard just loves playing against the Prune Packers.
He's a Prune Packer destroyer.
We love it. We love anybody who
I
can
was going to
destroy
say,
the
though,
Prune
the
Packers.
Crabs have had so many opportunities to score in this game. They have not had a 1-2-3 inning in the game yet.
No.
And they only have 2 runs to show for it. But a big opportunity here with Howard out at second. Is this still Lerma on the mound for?
I believe so.
Here's Sewell. Sewell is 1 for 2. And he hits one down the left field line, and that is going to be caught in foul territory by Grimmer. See, it's just that kind of thing.
Yeah, that was just a tough break for the Crabs.
Just a tough break. Foul ball down the line.
Sewell hit it down the line in left field, and then Grimmer ran in on the ball. So really, Howard did not have much of a chance to go to third.
He just hung up there, too.
Just the angle that Grimmer had on that baseball would have got off a pretty good throw.
So here's Enyard. He's 0 for 3. And Enyard has not been as hot in the last month or so as he was the first month of the season. And there's a ground ball in the hole over to third. He bobbles. He throws to first, and it gets away. Howard's going to go to third. On his way to second is Enyard. So that'll be an error on third baseman Sutter. And the Crabs catch a huge break there on a routine ground ball.
Happy birthday shout out to Aiden Kwong from your sibling. Happy birthday, Aiden.
The Hirschkorn needs to make it hurt.
And now the catcher out to the mound. Yeah, he's making it hurt. He's 1 for 3. The Crabs have not done that yet tonight except for Howard. Tyler Howard singled in his first at bat, then he doubled, then he homered, and then that double was smashed off the right field wall and just missed being a home run by a few feet.
Prune Packer destroyer, Tyler Howard. We love it.
So here's Hirschkorn. They have pulled their infield in on the grass, and a big swing and a miss. It's 0-1. It's like Michael slaying Satan. Tyler Howard. Here's the 0-1. And ooh, just misses down low, 1-1.
Gutsy take.
Everyone's in on the grass. 1-1 is the count. Here's the pitch. And this is low, 2-1. They do have first base open. Medikoff is on deck. He's 0 for 3. Tapped foul. Looked like it hit his foot.
Well, that was a really good pitch from Lerma. Just low and in.
Down and in, yeah. A lot of spin on it. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count to Hirschkorn. Lerma sets. And the pitch. Again, fouled wide of third. Crabs just need that one big hit.
Well, Hirschkorn fought off a couple of really good pitches.
Yeah, that was a good pitch,
That's
too.
What you want to see.
Yeah.
We got a shout out to United Food and Commercial Workers, which I will continue in a second.
2-2 the count. From the set, the pitch. Fouled away. Another good pitch. 85-mile-an-hour fastball. He just missed it.
Great at bat from Hirschkorn.
Two and two. The pitch. Swung on a miss. Got him. 2 away. So it'll be up to Medikoff. 0 for 3.
Batting number 26, Jay Medikoff.
Howard at second. And Howard at third. Enyard at second.
We got a shout out to the United Food and Commercial Workers.
It looks like the Prune Packers are going to make a change.
They're going to go to the pen.
Shout out to UFCWS for fighting for.
All right.
Oh, wait, no, they're waving him off.
Now they're waving him off. Okay.
Looked like they signaled to the
I thought they
bullpen
did
to
too.
bring him in, and then all of a sudden they canceled it.
And he changed his mind.
We have a shout out to, I think it's Jordan, because the message reads, Jordan, I love you, my pumpkin king.
All right, it's a long conversation out on the mound, and the umpire's finally going out to break it up.
We have another development in the Rogues-Potters game. The Rogues have tied it up in the top of the sixth. It is now 6-6. Great for the Crabs if the Rogues could beat the Potters. Potters only 2 games back of the Crabs going into this game. And both games are tied, so everything is hanging in the balance right now.
So here's Medikoff. Lerma deals, and he just misses it and fouls it up against the backstop. Now, I think a ball got away in the Healdsburg bullpen. So, an interruption in the game. Now we're ready to go. Lerma's back on the mound. He sets. And the pitch. Low. 1-1. Tied at 2 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Crabs have 2 runners on. There are 2 outs. 1-1 is the count to Medikoff. And the pitch. High and away, 2-1. Timmy Reed on deck. The 2-1. High and away, 3-1. Well, they have first base open, so from the Healdsburg perspective, walking Medikoff is probably a better option than giving him a pitch to hit.
And Timmy Reed on deck.
Lefty on lefty. 3-1 is ball 4, and he does walk him. So here's Reed.
Again, we talked about Timmy Reed not having the best offensive numbers, but he's really showed up with the bat in big moments.
Well, his only numbers, it's just his batting average is low. His on-base percentage is great.
Oh, yeah.
And his stolen, he steals bases. So, I mean, if you look at everything but his batting average, he's having a great year.
That's right.
So here we go. It's up to Reed. Here's the pitch. And he taps it foul over towards the Healdsburg dugout.
Batting average, of course, is becoming more and more antiquated
as
for
sure.
Time goes on.
Yeah.
Timmy Reed coming into the game with a 452.
Yeah. Exactly. And with his speed, that's what matters. Oh, and did he go round? They appeal. No. 1-1 the count.
Actually, 402 on base percentage overall. That 452 is in league games.
Mm-hmm. Even that's a good number. 1-1 the count. And the pitch. Fastball in on the hands, and he fouls it up against the screen. 1-2. Will the Crabs squander yet another opportunity here tonight? With the bases loaded and 2 outs. They've had the bases loaded twice already tonight. They only have 2 runs to show for it. They have not gone in order once. It's been constant traffic, and they have not gotten the big hit. 1-2 to Reed. And he breaks his bat and fouls that over the Crabs dugout. Yet another broken bat, and that one is really busted. That one just split right down the middle.
Might set a record for broken bats tonight.
Yeah, that one just, that's the end of that bat.
I wonder what the financial number on broken bats is at.
I don't know. Reed didn't seem too happy about breaking that one. I think
What's the total? We need to get the grand total of bats tonight.
1-2. Here's the pitch. Outside. Great take. Just missed outside. 2-2. Howard at third. Enyard at second. Medikoff at first. The 2-2. Oh, swung on and missed. He got him in the Crabs yet again. Leave the bases loaded without scoring. At the end of there was no runs. There were one hit, there was one error, and 3 left. And at the end of 7, we're tied at 2. This is increasingly frustrating. Crabs baseball, 107.3 FM. Welcome back to the ballpark. You want to hear an interesting number, Liam? An extremely frustrating number? The number is 11. And I'd like you to guess what 11 represents tonight. I'll tell you. It represents the number of runners the Crabs have left on base in this ballgame.
Yeah. Not ideal.
11 runners left on base.
Happy birthday shout out to Papa Santi from Nico.
Well, we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Crabs in the top of the 8th inning. It's Hippensteel, Max Hippensteel. And Liam's going to give you the stats on Max. It's Max Hippensteel.
Max Hippensteel. He's been the best reliever for the Crabs by far. This is his 11th appearance, 22 1/3 innings pitched. In his 22 1/3, he has only given up 3 runs. He has walked 7, struck out 29, 2-0 record, 3 saves, and a 1.20 ERA. He has been outstanding.
It'll be Sutter, Grimmer, and Agard to bat for Healdsburg in the top of the 8th.
By the way, fireworks tomorrow after the game against the Prune Packers, and hopefully the conditions will be a little bit more favorable for fireworks.
I bet you it's going to be totally foggy and overcast.
Well, yeah, and, unfortunately, we live on the North Coast, and
that's just how it is this time of year.
Our summers are very foggy.
Especially when it's warm during the day. I mean, it's going to be foggy at night on the coast. Last night, it was totally foggy in Eureka and Arcata, and it was gorgeous in Neyland.
Yeah,
perfectly clear and calm.
You spent some time out there.
I did. It was wonderful. Here's Sutter. Hippensteel sets and deals a breaking pitch on the outside corner, right on the black. 0-1. Great pitch.
I want to go out with you one of these days. I know you took Aaron.
I'll take you anytime you want.
Take me.
Absolutely. Yeah, that'd be great. I would love to do that. Here's the 0-1. Fastball swung on and missed, 0-2. Sutter tonight is 0 for 3. Yeah, we'll go out. Come home around 2 in the morning.
Ooh.
It's a late night.
Late night.
It's a late night, yeah.
Hey, I got home at 5 in the morning from Crab's road trip, and then 3 in the morning on the other one, so.
The 0-2 swung on and missed, got him, 1 away. I think we came home last night around midnight. I got home around 1:30.
I'm down.
Yeah.
You know me, Benjamin. You call me a vampire
That's right,
earlier this season,
That's
so
right.
because I love night games, so that's not a problem for me.
That's great. All right. Well, absolutely. I would love to take you out. So here's Grimmer. He's 0 for 3. And big swing and a miss from him. It's 0-1. Pitch high in the zone, a fastball, 88 miles an hour. Very tough pitch to lay off. Hippensteel sets, deep breath. The 0-1 just misses high, very close pitch, but it was just slightly high. 1-1. Grimmer has struck out, grounded into a double play, and lined out to second. And he fouls that one out of play, and now Hippensteel's ahead 1-2. Agard on deck, he's 1 for 3. The 1-2 pitch. Ooh, just.
Man.
That's a strike according to the TrackMan, but it was right on the edge of the strike zone. Called a ball. 2-2.
Well, it kind of looked like that pitch fooled Nico Lombardi a little bit.
I think it did, yeah.
And, he didn't frame it the way he wanted to and didn't get the call.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Breaking pitch down and away. 2 away.
Yeah, that was pretty disgusting.
That was really nasty.
Feeling a little sick to my stomach.
Yeah, that was, that was nasty. So 2 away. Here's Agard.
Number 17, JC Solo.
And the pitch. Slider misses outside. 1-0 to Agard. The 1-0. Check swing. Did he go around? No. I don't think he went around on that one.
It's 1-1.
Oh, 1-1 is the count. I know the fans wanted it, but I don't think he swung at it.
Well, me and Jack had the count wrong, so.
The 1-1. Slider away. 2-1. Oh, so he called it a strike.
Well, he called the first pitch a strike. Well, yeah, maybe this.
I think he called the first pitch a ball. I think he called that pitch a strike.
Yeah, it was called a strike on the pitch.
On the pitch, yeah, not the swing. 2-1 the count. And Hippensteel's next pitch is in the dirt and bounces all the way to the backstop. 3-1. Three-one pitch. Uh-oh. Hit high and deep to left field, and that's gone. 3-2 Healdsburg. No doubt about it, 101 off the bat.
Well, the guard's been good. That's his 12th home run of the season. He's been one of the best hitters in the entire league.
Can't leave 11 runners on base against a team like Healdsburg.
Nope.
And here's Laidhoff. 1 for 3. And that quieted the crowd. Strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
Yep. As soon as that ball was hit, there was no doubt.
There was no doubt about it. The 0-1. Big swing and a miss, 0-2. It was a pitch up in the zone. It was one. I think it was the off-speed pitch. And he just pounced on it. 0-2 the count. Swung on and missed, got him, inning over. But Healdsburg takes the lead on the home run by Agard, and it's 3-2 in their favor. This is Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM. We are back. Crabs trailing 3-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. It'll be Lombardi, Perazzo, and Morris to bat. Mason Lerma still out on the mound for the Prune Packers. 3 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors for Healdsburg. 2 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Crabs. And
well, the bad
Crabs
news
still have 6 outs.
Bad news here, obviously, is that the Crabs are trailing 3-2. But great news in Lincoln: the Medford Rogues have taken an 8-6 lead in the bottom of the 6th.
Wow, what a wild ball game that sounds.
Both of these games hold where they are, the Crabs would remain 2 games ahead of the Potters in that second and final spot for the PEL championship game.
So here's Lombardi. He's 1 for 3 with a double, and he takes a breaking pitch away.
But of course, if the Crabs can find a way to win this game and the Rogues hold on, then the Crabs would go up 3 games over the Potters.
Well, they have 6 outs, and they stick with the patient at bats. They're only a run down. That's fouled up against the screen.
This game is far from over.
One, and that's called a strike on the outside corner. Boy, that.
Zach Norton's back.
Yep, that missed by about a foot outside. 1-2. 1-2, swung on and missed, got him. Throw to first as the ball got away, and there's 1 away. Here's Perazzo, he's 0 for 3. I mean, it's just frustrating because the Crabs have had so many chances, and Healdsburg has given them chances. Healdsburg's committed 3 errors in this game.
Yeah, this one's going to sting if they do lose.
Here's the pitch, and that's a strike right at the knees, 0-1. Got a right-hander warming in the pen for Healdsburg, and now Perazzo steps out. The 0-1, swung on and missed, 0-2. The 0-2, grounded out to second. 2 away. Back to the top of the order, here's Morris. He's 0 for 3.
Number 9, Eden Morris.
And he hits one in the air to left field. Grimmer is there, and that ends the inning as the Crabs go 1-2-3 in the eighth. They trail 3-2. This is Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM. All right, top of the ninth inning, Kim McCoy Prather at the bottom of the Healdsburg order will bat against Max Hippensteel. 3 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors for Healdsburg. 2 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Crabs. Looking ahead to the ninth inning for the Crabs, it'll be Howard, Sewell, and Enyart. So it's definitely the guys that we want up. But other than Howard, the Crabs lineup has been pretty quiet tonight, really.
Yeah, it's been a tough game for the Crabs offense.
Which is why they've left so many runners.
Mentioned over and over. I mean, you got to give credit to Prune Packer pitching.
Absolutely.
They've obviously done a great job.
They've worked their way out of lots of jams tonight.
Their 2 pitchers have done a great job. And, of course, the only hit that's done damage is that Tyler Howard home run.
So here's Kim. He's 0 for 2. Hippensteel sets, and there's the change high. The 1-0. Fouled out of play. Ball and strike the count. Next pitch is down low.
Well, another development in Lincoln. The Potters have tied it up. It's 8-8. Bottom of the 6th inning.
Boy, that's a fun ball. That must be a fun ball game.
Yeah. A couple of fun ball games.
2-1 to count. Got a good one going here. That's popped, hit high in the air to center field. Reed going back. He's near the warning track, and he makes the catch for out number 1.
You know, the Crabs are down. It's been a great ball game.
It sure has, yeah, definitely. So here's McCoy. He's 0 for 3.
Well, now Lincoln's taking the lead, 9-8. So if the results hold in both games, then the Crabs will only be leading Lincoln for that second place spot by 1 game. Things are getting a little tighter than the Crabs want it to be. A long way to go.
Here's the pitch to McCoy, and it's a strike on the outside corner. That's the change.
By the way, it looks very likely that Rogues-Potters game is going to...
This is a pinch hitter. This is Jake Souza.
That's right.
And that's foul tipped. 1-1. Sorry, Liam, you were saying?
I was saying it looks like that Potters Rogues game is going to go later than our game. So when our game ends, you can go to Brian Welch's YouTube channel. Does a great job for the Rogues and watch the rest of the game there. If you're a Crabs fan, you'll definitely want to do that.
The 0-2 to Souza. And the pitch. Swung on, and he must have foul tipped it and hit it up against the backstop. Now Lombardi out to have a word. I have 0-2.
We got a shout out to Mary from the King family. Thank you for supporting me.
10-8 Lincoln, bottom of the 6th. No me gusta.
Yeah, you know, we saw it when we were there. The
Rogues pitching.
Rogues pitching is
had
not
a tough time.
not so good. Here's the 0-2. Hippensteel sets and comes home, and that's fouled up against the screen. Probably going to see another pitcher in the bottom of the 9th inning. They have a right-hander warming in the pen for Healdsburg.
Well, I'm guessing it's probably their best reliever.
I would guess.
If Lerma hasn't been good enough.
The 0-2. Swung on and missed, got him, 2 away. Here's Prather. He's 0 for 3. The other irksome thing about this is that 2 of the Healdsburg runs are unearned.
Yep. A lot of painful aspects of this game.
So if the Crabs do end up losing it, it's a game that they had every opportunity to win. Here's the pitch, way outside.
Well, the other thing, too, you have to take into account with the standings, I believe head-to-head record is the first tiebreaker, and the Crabs do have that tiebreaker over the Potters should
That's
they
true.
be tied in the standings.
The 1-0. In the air down the right field line. Rushing over is Howard, and he makes the catch in foul territory. That ends the inning as the Prune Packers go in order in the top of the 9th. Stay tuned. Last chance for the Crabs coming up. This is exciting Crabs baseball, 107.3 FM. We're back. So, top of the 9th inning, new pitcher on the mound. It's right-hander Logan Addison. And the last shot for the Crabs will be Howard, Sewell, and Enyart, the heart of the Crabs order. Trailing 3-2. 3 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors for the Prune Packers. 2 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Crabs. First game of a huge 3-game series. Crabs have come back many times this season.
That's right.
So we'll see if they can do it tonight. They've had many opportunities.
Well, while we have some time, we'll take you through some scores from around Major League Baseball. The Dodgers are trailing the Milwaukee Brewers 2-0, bottom of the 9th inning. Love to see that. But the Giants, of course, a Justin Verlander start, so they lost 4-0 to the Blue Jays. I believe the Giants, talking about leaving runners on, Giants had 11 hits and were shut out.
Wow, that's absurd.
That's shocking.
Yeah. Well, the Giants are marching steadily towards 500.
500, baby.
Yep, they're going to finish 500.
It's a magnet.
Yep. They always fall to the, you know, they're like a stone in water. They always just fall.
Exactly.
Not even like a stone in water. They like a buoyant thing that falls halfway to the bottom.
That's right.
I can't think of an example, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, you're not a physicist.
No, but something that finds the halfway point. So here's Howard. He is 4 for 4 with a home run and 2 doubles. Here's the pitch, and he takes a fastball at the knees for a called strike, 92 miles an hour.
That was a
from
perfect
Addison,
pitch.
right at the knees. 0-1. Now Addison steps off and he wants to have a word with Prather.
Now, the interesting thing about Logan Addison is he comes in 11 games with a 11.57 ERA, but I know Joey Gomes would not be putting him in this situation if he was actually bad or struggling.
Imagine. He might have gotten hammered one time.
Yeah.
Although he is a reliever, that's hard to believe that he was in long enough to get that many runs scored. So we'll see. I don't know. He throws pretty hard. That was 92.
My feeling is that he is not as bad as his numbers show.
I don't think he can be. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed 0-2. A 90-mile-an-hour fastball down at the feet. And he fooled Howard badly on that. 0-2. The 0-2. Swung on and missed, and Howard's gone on 3 pitches. 1 away.
Oh, that doesn't look like a guy with a 11.57
No,
ERA.
it certainly does not. Here's Sewell. He's 1 for 3.
For the Crabs, number 11, Cameron Sewell.
The pitch. High in the air, foul territory, third base side. Third baseman, shortstop going over, and it's going to land in the picnic area. Oh, and 1. The 0-1. Fastball on the inside corner. It's a strike. The fans don't like it, but that was a strike. 0-2.
Yeah, that was just another perfect pitch. I mean,
Yeah.
not much more you can say.
0-2 to Sewell. Enyard on deck. The 0-2 way outside. That was the change. 1-2. One, two, fouled up against the screen.
Super cool right now. You can see the fog kind of rolling across the
Yeah, you can
the
see
lights.
it. Yeah, as it crosses the lights. 1-2 the count. And the pitch. Swung on and missed. And the Crabs are down to their last out. So here's Enyart.
Batting next to the Crabs, number 16, Adam Enyard.
Enyart is 0 for 4. Addison sets and deals. Breaking pitch and a good one on the inside corner for a called strike. Oh, and 1. And the next pitch, tapped foul, and the Crabs are down to their last strike. These two teams will play tomorrow night at 6:30. It'll be me and Warner the Elder.
Yeah, my dad will be joining you,
Cool.
the longtime
Cool.
PA announcer for the Crabs, doing PA tonight.
The 0-2. Grounder to first. And he gets through his legs and into right field. The Crabs are still alive. Fourth error of the night for Healdsburg. And Hirschkorn will get his chance. We're going to send a pinch runner in. That's Hamilton to pinch run for Enyart.
Well, here we go. The Crabs have been given a gift.
Well, they've been giving gifts kind of all night, and they've been giving them back. So we'll see. Hirschkorn having a conversation with
Michael Perazzo, Tate Medikoff, and third base coach Jeff Jacobin.
all right. Hirschkorn's 1 for 4. And also a conversation between Addison and Prather. So, how many stolen bases does Nolan Hamilton have?
It's been quick. Six.
Takes his lead. Here's the pitch to Hirschkorn. Foul tipped, 0-1. They are not catching up with Addison's fastball.
No, I mean, he's consistently throwing in the low 90s and locating very well.
That was right on the outside corner.
It's been pretty filthy.
Yeah. The 0-1.
Just hope that he makes a mistake.
There's a little looper into shortstop, and that ends the ball game. Broken bat, and that ends the game as the Crabs go down 3-2. 3 runs, 6 hits, 4 errors for Healdsburg. 2 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Crabs. Well, what can you say, Liam? The Crabs had who knows how many chances tonight. They left 11 runners on base, and you know you just can't do that against this team.
Yep. Yeah, this one hurts. This one stings. Crabs
It sure
had
does sting.
multiple chances. Prune Packers committed 4 errors.
Yeah.
Crabs should have taken advantage a lot more of the chances that they had.
Yeah.
And right now, the Lincoln Potters lead the Medford Rogues 10-8, top of the 7th. If Lincoln wins that game, they will move to within 1 game of the Crabs for that second and final spot in the PEL Championship. So if you want to watch that game, it's in the top of the 7th. You can head over to Brian Welch's YouTube channel. Just search Brian Welch on YouTube. The game should come up. If you're a Crabs fan, I would be tuned into that game right now because major implications down in Lincoln for the Crabs. So,
All right. Well, a tough and disappointing loss for the Crabs tonight, but we'll pick it up and try it again tomorrow at 6:30. It'll be me and Tim Warner. Till then, this is Benjamin Schaefer along with Liam Warner, wishing you a great evening. Thanks for listening. This is Crabs Baseball 107.3 FM.